So where it sits, I'm with the incorrigible James Finister.
I never did know what that word meant, Barclay.
I don't either, but it sounds good, I think. Amazing that we're actually all here in person and talking to each other like human beings. It's been a while. How are you finding that?
People are my thing. So I find the fact we're meeting people face to face is just so important to this industry, both in terms of communication, because obviously we find things out, but also just that mental health topic, which I'm so passionate about, you and I are talking about at the show tomorrow. You know, people need this human interaction. For all the fact that this is a technology conference, it's about the people really.
Absolutely. I did a workshop recently when it was like no technology, pens, flip charts, and it got more done in about 2 hours than probably I did in weeks. So being able to come back and interact and so on. Brilliant. Just to pick your brain a little bit about where we are as an industry and what's happening. What do you think's first of all, what do you think we're not doing at the moment that we should be doing?
It's always difficult because you always come back to some of the same old things, which we've not been doing for 30 years, in my case. I think number one is listening. Going around this show, one of the things I've picked up on is we're back to having lots of solutions, new, shiny, AI-driven solutions. Yeah. But there's still this issue, do we actually know what the workplace wants from IT? What makes the workforce happy? Why are we doing it? You know, and I still see a lot of people putting effort into something which is, let's say, technology-driven. It's not always pure technology, but it isn't actually delivering the value that people think it's going to deliver because they haven't thought through what does this really mean. I think that's why we're seeing the rise of things like XLAs, which are trying to capture some of that experiential flavour. The other thing I think is listening, just full stop. We need to go into rooms with customers, with users, and just let them talk.
Yeah. Do you think that actually that now is really the time for us to move away from being branded as IT? Because we're the business solution and business management part of IT. Yeah. Can we do that?
A few years ago, we talked about shadow IT and how we stopped shadow IT. Reality today is IT is embedded in the business. We work in digital enterprises. We shouldn't be the people owning IT. We should be enabling IT for the business. We should be guiding, mentoring perhaps, but we shouldn't see us as owning the IT. We should see ourselves as being the servant of the business. I know that goes against this. We shouldn't have a customer-supplier relationship, but in a way we have to be, because we almost need to adopt a servant-leader model towards our user base.
That's a really good way of putting it, I think, actually, because I do agree. I don't think we can ever get away from it, but the servant management, servant leader is good. On what you have seen or what you are hearing, I mean, what new things that you might have come across do you think are interesting?
I think there's two. I mean, there may be things to be developing for a long while. I think we've seen AI grow up and become a mainstream solution, which means people are actually generally asking, what am I getting out of the use of AI, rather than just, hey, it's AI, give it to me, which I saw 5 years ago. Yeah. I think a shift to measuring things better is also key. A number of talks I've been to today already have talked about the fact that it's about getting the good data and making good decisions based on good data, and a realization that their legacy tooling simply wasn't giving them that value of data to make good business decisions.
Yeah. So I feel like emphasis on those things rather than those things being new.
There's nothing new under the sun, Barclay, except maybe the theme, or two themes, one around mental health, mental well-being, which has obviously come out of the COVID period. I think the other thing is recognizing that there's a new workforce out there, a workforce who are used to working differently before they come into the business, and who've got used to a new way of working over the last 2 years. And we need to be very careful that we're actually, again, responding to that rather than trying to force those people into old-fashioned legacy ways of working and thinking when they come into IT as well.
So just finally, in taking that forward, what do we need to do to really focus on that, to get people working in that new way, that new mindset?
I'm going to come back to listening. We need to go out and find out about Generation Z, Generation Alpha, which is now still at school, is upcoming. We need to look at and do some intelligence gathering. Open our eyes, look for new sources of information, look outside the IT industry. We're here in SITS, next door there's an accounting exhibition. How many people are going to wander through to the accounting exhibition and talk to the accountants about what they want from IT in the next 20 years? I bet nobody will.
We used to wander through to the security exhibition back and forth.
But that was talking to real geeks.
So 2 ears, 2 eyes, one mouth.
Absolutely, and keep learning. That's the other thing. I've been in the industry 30 years. I'm still learning new tricks. I'm sure you are as well.
Brilliant. Thank you, James.
Thank you, Bill. Barclay.
See you at the next one.
Bye.